everyone. So for this week's discussion post, I'm going to be using the two videos by Dr. Don Livingston and then McDonald's, The Intellectual Origins of the U.S. Constitution, to discuss the problem of scale and how it factors into the government's ability to operate and then take care of its population's needs. First and foremost, I will say that living here in the United States provides kind of a unique insight into how governments are able to meet the needs of its people. Um, when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, I almost can be certain that they did not envision the America that we live in today. Hence why it's a living, breathing document that is subject to change. However, to me, it just seems like it's so difficult to get anything done because our government is almost too big to meet the diverse needs and wants. Again, I like to distinguish between needs, so basic things, food, shelter, versus wants. Maybe someone wants a certain law passed because it, leans towards their political ideology or what have you, right? So our government is struggling to meet the needs and wants of its people because the population is so diverse. Everyone has a voice, which is great, but of course, when there are too many voices, it's very difficult to make a decision. And we saw that even in McDonald's, again, chapter 7. He went through the history of the writing of the Constitution, and at the convention, there was just so much back and forth. There's so many questions. It just seemed like whenever they would figure one thing out, it's like another question would, come up. And again, there were 40 of them in that room writing the Constitution. And, America has 300 million people today. And so all those voices, again, can make it very challenging for governments to act in the best interest of the people. On the other hand, you don't want an absolute monarchy or any sort of totalitarian state, because then no one's wants get met, most definitely, and then also, of course, the needs. And so it's like you're stuck sort of in this middle point, and it can be a very sticky road to navigate. Again, we see it here a lot in the United States. It's like some things can, get done relatively quickly, and then others take forever, and you think you may not even see this change, in our lifetime. Um, and I think, as the United States continues to grow and develop, there do need to be some changes to our Constitution to reflect today's society. It's very interesting that this topic is actually coming up in lieu of, the gun reform that was just passed, and then the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Again, um, you know, according to, polls, that neither one of those legislative pieces were necessarily what America envisions, if that's the best way to put it. I don't want to get too technical on here. So again, with our growing population and diversity, and differing needs, I can understand how it can be difficult for governments to make decisions. However, those decisions should always be made in the best interest of the people, and should not be influenced by anything other than that, to be honest. So that's all I have for you all this week. It's been a wonderful 8 weeks with you all in this course, and I wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors. Thank you.